Are you tired of Blackbeard mains absolutely destroying you from their window peaks? Are you tired of Tachanka mains gunning you down with their turret and you getting absolutely destroyed every single time? Whatever you seem to try, you can't seem to stop them? That sounds about right. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time that I give you 5 unknown tips that are going to help you to absolutely destroy the competition. Say no more to those Blackbeard and Tachanka mains, because it is time that we finish them once and for all. And if you drop a like on the video and subscribe, you're already one step ahead of the competition. And the first unknown tip that you should know about is the sound system in Siege. Half of you probably won't be able to tell whether you've got a Blackbeard main peeking you on the window, or you've simply got a headless Ash main running at you from a different direction. Because the way in which the sound will travel in Siege is very, very different to any other FPS game. You see, instead of doing it like a regular FPS game, they've decided to make it as realistic as possible to real life. The way that sound will travel, and the best way to describe it, is it travels like water. Let me give you a quick example. So, there are 2 Blackbeard mains and there are 2 rooms opposite each other. In between those 2 rooms, separating the 2 Blackbeard mains, is a wall. One of the Blackbeard mains is already in the room, whilst the other is about to rappel in through the barricade and make quite a bit of noise. Now when this happens, realistically in any other FPS game, the sound would travel directly from that wall or that room straight across to the other one without having to go through anything else. However, this is where it gets a little bit different, and this is because of the way Siege sound will work. There are going to be 2 doors on each end of each room, and this is a major factor when it does come to how the sound will travel. If you remember what I said earlier about how it will travel like water. Therefore, water simply can't go through a brick wall. Of course it can't. However, there are 2 entry points on each side of the room, which is the doors. Therefore, when the sound comes from that toxic, no good Blackbeard main repelling through that window, it is going to travel through the door because that is its nearest out point on where it can travel through. And with this being a hallway, it is simply going to travel through that door, hit the hallway and bounce off. Which is why to the other Blackbeard main, it might sound like that sound is going to be coming from somewhere outside near that hallway. If the Blackbeard main was a lot closer to the door when he heard the sound, he would be able to specifically hear that it is bending and coming from the room. Now if you keep in your mind of what I said about it looking like water and travelling like water, which is why often, and I'm sure you all know this, is that when you go to make a shotgun hole, where you simply open up a hole in a soft wall, you will be able to hear that sound come flowing through the opposite side of the room. And every single time the water or the sound is going to go to the closest entrance it can get to deliver it to that player. Therefore, in that wall, the middle wall, if that Blackbeard main was to make a little bit of an opening with his weapon, similar to a shotgun hole, that sound would then travel a lot clearer and come straight through to him, because it is going to be the nearest entry point for that water, the sound, to get through. If it is going to be vertical sound, it works in a different way and it is a little more straightforward. It is going to work like other FPS games where you commonly hear the sound pretty much directly where it is going to be coming from. We all know the sound of when you place a breach charge on a wall. If you have a good headset with a good amount of volume to it, you will be able to hear that breach charge being placed pretty well. That is how it will sound when someone is going to be attacking from above, and maybe you can hear their footsteps. It will similarly work to that breach charge, which is a little more direct. Which is why it is important to get yourself a good headset and have that volume turned up so that you can hear it well enough. For headset recommendations, there are a load of mainstream brands out there. The majority of them will suit you really quite well. For me personally, SteelSeries has been fantastic in terms of headsets and the general overall quality and the price to performance. However, be sure to do your research before diving into it. Next up, we have the tip of that information can die out within seconds. Half the reason you are dying when people give callouts is because, quite frankly, you think that information can last forever and it should become reliable. Information can and will die out within a matter of seconds. If you've been given a call out or a ping and it's gone more than 10 seconds, that information is old. Think of it like this: if you go to drone somebody out and then you see the roamer or the anchor sitting where they are, you decide to get off that drone and move forward to the position where you can take them out, which might take you around about 5 seconds to move to that position, 2 seconds to switch on and off the drone, about 7 seconds gone. In that 7 seconds, think to yourself right now, how much can that roamer or anchor change their position and move? 7 seconds is a load of time for them to move and get ready for you. which is why it can be a great idea to quite simply check that drone again when you are a little bit closer before you're about to enter, so you can reevaluate that information. But overall, that should give you a general gist of how quickly information can die out. While you may have been given a reliable call out, take it with a pinch of salt because they could have moved. And it is another great reason why you need to be quick and responsive to the information that you are being given at every single split second. Next up is the amount of bullets you need to kill someone. And more or less, the fact is that you don't need any more than 10 bullets to kill someone in Rainbow Six Siege. So while the majority of you will get a little bit too scared, go for that reload, and then you're wasting more time catching yourself off guard. And as well, when you are going to be wasting that time, think back to the previous tip I just gave you about how information and time is so crucial. You do not need a whole magazine to kill someone. You have got to be accurate. Therefore, if you don't think you can kill someone in 10 bullets, if that is a problem for you, you need to work on your aim and your mechanics specifically. So right now, ask yourself that question: can I kill someone in Siege with 10 bullets? If the answer is no, then you know what you need to work on, which is mechanics, aim training, T-hunt, get that locked down. But as well, if the answer is yes, then you realize how much bullets you actually need to take someone out, which is going to cause you to not reload as much. Because again, you saving that precious time whilst reloading, if you need to act quick on information, you realize you have enough bullets to take someone out, you can quite simply go ahead and do that without having to waste time by reloading. And remember, Tachanka isn't some god who can quite simply absorb 50 bullets in one go. 10 bullets will take out him too. Next up, we have your sleep and diet. Now, in terms of what you eat, and your diet can actually be really crucial to your peak performance in games. Now, you don't have to get extreme with this by any means. When I'm referring to this, it simply does just mean that you are making sure you are eating the right amounts at the right time of day and getting the stuff that you need. It can have massive effects on your reaction time, your general performance in responding to different scenarios and things, and overall, it is going to get you going a lot quicker than you usually would without food. This is a massive factor of your game that you're probably overlooking right now, and I would recommend making sure that you nail it down. I'll give you an example of how it cannot go in your way and your favor. If you don't eat breakfast and you decide to hop on for your games in the morning, and that's when you're going to be getting into the swing of things, that is going to affect you heavily because you haven't had the energy that you need and the nutrients as well. It doesn't mean it has to become a literal extreme diet plan. Simply make sure you are eating enough at breakfast, lunch and dinner, and making sure that you're hydrated as well throughout the day. The basic things that you need, but you also need a reminder of it to make sure that you're staying on top of it. And as well, that also comes along with sleep. Making sure that you get enough sleep is absolutely crucial as well. When you're tired, again, it slows every single thing down. Stay on top of your sleep and making sure that you recharge yourself like a battery overnight, so that when you're ready to hop on next morning or the next day, you are ready to go. Think to yourself, do you want to end up like a Blackbeard main? The Blackbeard main doesn't get enough sleep. The Blackbeard main doesn't eat what he needs throughout the day. Therefore, he ends up being a Blackbeard main. Next up is having a schedule. A schedule is absolutely massive when it comes to every single FPS game, including Siege. I'm talking about a regular routine that you follow and stick through, and it is going to give you a little bit of structure and consistency within your life. This can be as basic as simply making sure you eat your breakfast, then you might go for a shower, which gets you woke up for the day, and then you might do some exercise. And not everyone will, but if you do, it can be great for you, simply going for a run, working out, whichever one it is. If you have a consistent schedule of something like that, or maybe you spend some time with the family before you hop on. Whatever it is, if it gets you in that good mood and in that routine, raring to go and set for the day, it is going to help you a lot when it comes to hopping on for your first few games and getting ready to go. There are a few reasons why it will help you to adjust and get ready for the games ahead of the day and allowing you to play your best that you can in R6. For example, if you simply wake up, hop on the games on Siege straight away, you're going to be feeling very lackluster and overall quite exhausted and tired from the get-go. Then if you compare to simply doing the basics, getting yourself ready and raring to go for the day, making sure that you get your energy down you and what you need, and then you might do something to boost your mood, simply getting you into that right frame of mind. This is going to allow you to be a lot more responsive because you've been up for a few hours before you've straight away hopped on. But not only that, it'll also allow you to get yourself into the right frame of mind and mentality so that you can be in the best shape for when you go into your games. It's going to put you in a more positive outlook for the day and the games ahead of you, allowing you to focus that little bit more. That right there were the 5 unknown tips you need to be focusing on, and you should know and you should be implementing into your game right now for Rainbow Six Siege. I hope it did help you out. If it did, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more tips and tricks videos exactly like this one. If you have any questions about the video, I do have a Discord server where you can feel free to pop in and ask me any of them right there. There will be a link to it down below. We're very happy to have you in there. Have an incredible rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.